right. They don't even understand that you don't. You know, the way we grew up, you're supposed to spend no more than 10 or 20% of what you make. You know what I'm saying? So you can have something.
Just being with him everywhere, seeing nice things all the time since I was born. So I always knew that he was doing something. I mean, I don't know, it could have been anything. So I had a fun childhood, crazy childhood.
He was able to do it because, you know, like financially, I was supporting the idea, and I believe he could do it. He had moved to California and was working with acting coaches, and his dad didn't know that he was actually doing that.
What's the best memory of 50 Cent?
Best memory of 50 Cent? Ever since I met 50 Cent, he's always been stand up and probably the most truthful person I've ever met.
Lil Meech got Richard Mille Chrome Heart jeans, 10,000. I buy some Chrome Hearts for 10,000. I might wear them shits for a month, bro.
Recently, 50 Cent came under fire from Big Meech, who claimed that he had turned his son, Lil Meech, against him. As everyone knows, 50 and Big Meech recently got into a heated argument because Meech, after being released from prison, started seeing Rick Ross, and Lil Meech was caught in the middle. Initially, Lil Meech made an effort to maintain 50's favor by claiming that he was only loyal to 50, but now that he and his father are singing something else. Simply put, they declared their unwavering loyalty to Rick Ross. 50 recently questioned Big Meech's parenting skills and accused him of fostering substance misuse and irresponsible spending in Lil Meech. It appears like Big Meech is furious about this. Because of this, the father-son combo is trying to get even with 50, and there are allegations that they are working with Floyd Mayweather and Rick Ross to establish their own BMF. What plans does Big Meech have to return at 50? What was 50's opinion on Big Meech's poor parenting of Lil Meech? We need to dissect this. Supporters who believe Ross and Floyd will assist Big Meech and his son in any way are stating that they are in for another surprise. According to some, these two are going to be defrauded of their remaining funds.
From the hood to Hollywood that you gotta have, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you getting it. You know what I'm saying? See, people never seen how I really put it down, because unless you're a part of that, I'm not gonna let you see that. The only thing you're gonna see is us enjoying ourselves. That's what you're supposed to.
Big Meech will not permit 50 Cent to play with his name as a result. The BMF kingpin is pursuing revenge after 50 ridiculed Meech's parenting habits and basically charged him with having a bad impact on his son, Lil Meech. As a result, 50 Cent broke off his friendship with Lil Meech and started making threats that BMF would lose his job. Lil Meech wasted no time trying to make amends. He hit up 50 consecutive songs to keep his favor and demonstrated that the pick of Big Meech with. All of this controversy began because Rick Ross was purely a businessman. Messaged 50, Lil Meech wrote, "F Ross. But he gave my dad some bread so he can afford to pay his bills until our next season starts. Dude, this internet is driving me insane. Even though you know me in real life, 50I wasn't interested in listening to it." By giving Lil Meech a clap back, he effectively informed him that his time on the show was ended. After asking, "What next season, Little Ninja?" 50 then posted a picture of Lil being clowned. Meech for joking that his next career would be Love and Hip Hop Atlanta as a result of losing his spot on BMF and fumbling the bag. Not finished, 50 went back to Big Meech and Rick Ross, challenging their parenting abilities and locating old receipts. He added, "I'll call Mona Scott for him later today." 50 took use of old video of Lil Meech with Ross's kid, Toy Roberts, during their time together to further criticize. Ross and Meech pointed out that Ross did nothing for the Finney family while Big Meech was incarcerated. 50 wrote, "Why didn't the old boy look out for MI and me and send him to acting school? Big Screech said, "All your people who were out did nothing for him. You come home thinking you're the Black Pablo Escobar and effed him up." 50 then reminded everyone that he was the one who kept the Finney family together while Big Meech was incarcerated. But Lil Meech blew all the money he. Profiting from the BMF show, 50 claimed, "I helped your family make over $5 million alleged dollars. It's not my fault. It's all gone." At first, some fans criticized 50 for severing Lil Meech so soon after Big Meech partnered with Rick Ross. But others argued that he had every right to feel deceived after everything he had done for the Finner family. Several industry figures also offered their opinions on the matter, with one of them being drunk and stating that he didn't feel how Lil Meech. Boozy Meech claimed that 50's response to that SMS was excessively polite, particularly after 50 had disrespected his father. Bowie made it apparent that he would have reprimanded 50 for that behavior if it had been him.
About, man, Meech, bro, I don't know. The Meech, I ain't like his response. It seemed like he got a genuine kind of love for 50 on his response. But, you know, my response, fuck. That's my daddy, nigga, fuck. Let's go to war, fuck. And everything you nigga, fuck. I don't know what Meech was on something. Nigga, that's my fault, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Right, wrong, nigga, that nigga, I don't give a fuck. Nigga. My son, nigga, you nigga, my nigga ain't gonna go against this grain. Fuck that. I was like, damn, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, cause after that then came out how Meech was talking all, you know, like, no, nigga, fuck all y'all. I'm with my dad, nigga, you know, I ain't like his.
However, but 50 Cent couldn't stand it and replied to Bowie, saying that he's done more for Lil Meech than Big Meech ever did. 50i posted a video of Boo's interview and wrote, "I did more for Mimi than anyone in his life, Boozy," which is why he said that if he gets locked up, I'll be the first person he calls to bail him out every time. But that's not the whole story. In a different Instagram post, 50 also revealed that he once paid for Lil Meech to enter a rehab facility after discovering that he was addicted to whip, sometimes known as laughing gas, and explained why things went wrong. He implied that the true problem between him and Lil Meech was jealousy, specifically that he didn't like how close 50 and Lil Meech became while he was incarcerated. He wrote, "I think he was uncomfortable with me and Mimi's relationship. I'm telling Mimi, I don't want him doing X like it's cool. I tell Mimi to chill and stop spending all her money while he tells me how much money he blew. People don't know I had to send Mimi to rehab." Russell Hornsby was so high on set that he began vomiting during a weapons test. Then Ian told me that the little guy had whippets in his truck. I said, "What the f is whippets?" and looked at it. It's the baby-ish guns, but instead of backing down, Big Meech and Lil Meech are now stepping up and making some bold moves despite being 50. They're now pledging allegiance to Rick Ross, the same Ross that Lil Meech had vowed he had no love for in that text to 50 just weeks prior. But that's not the most outrageous part. The father-son pair is also partnering with Floyd Mayweather, another of 50's longtime rivals. Lil Meech recently went out in Miami with Ross and Floyd. To ensure that 50 truly felt it, he shared pictures of the two of them on Instagram with the caption, "Real Power," which alludes to 50's Power franchise. A few days later, Lil Meech made another mysterious post on Instagram, this time revealing that he and Big Meech were associated with Floyd. The only caption he included was a shushing face emoji, which suggested that they were preparing something significant. Rumor has it that Big Meech and Lil Meech are going to enter into a business arrangement with Floyd.
Big Meech and Lil Meech looks like they are officially partners with Floyd Mayweather. Now they're being very tight-lipped about the venture, but my guess is it is going to be big. Floyd Mayweather is a very, very competitive person, and he will pull out all the stops in his attempt to beat 50 Cent.
As of right now, nobody is really sure what Big Meech and his son are up to with Floyd and Ross. But there are rumors that they may be working on a new show or film about the Black Mafia family that would be distinct from the 50s BMF series on Starz. In fact, Ross himself stated a few weeks ago that he wants to produce his own BMF film.
Yeah, so look, I do want to do a BMF film because you've been entertained by a lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film. Which director? Shout out to my homie, F. Gary Gray, Antoine Foucault, what's up? Tarantino, it's a lot of legends. This is gonna be big, I can feel it. I'm just talking,
However, Ross might need to reconsider that movie plan because he would need to ask 50 Cent for permission to proceed. Sources close to the matter told TMZ that despite all of the recent drama between 50 and Meech, 50 owns the TV and film rights to the BMF story, and that won't be changing anytime soon. Additionally, TMZ confirmed that 50's G-Unit film division is already on deck working on Tammy Cowan's life story to take the entire BMF saga to the next level. So now many people are actually supporting 50, and they're also criticizing Lil Meech for allegedly squandering the chance of a lifetime. According to insiders, Lil Meech spent all of the money he earned from BMF without saving or investing a single penny. In a matter of years, he spent millions of dollars on jewelry and designer clothing, and he wasn't even trying to hide his spending habits. He even boasted on social media about spending $2 million on an iced-out watch and posted pictures of himself wearing custom chrome hearts jeans.
Elliot charged me $200,000 just for this Cuban. This Cuban is like 1,100 grams. It's chunky, real big. I really can't have this on for longer than 3 or 4 hours. My neck started hurting. You know, you might find a regular Cuban for 50 or for 100 maybe, but it's 200 just for a kilo.
What's the pendant for?
3 just for a pendant. Here, this is Antarctica. It's the big boy. This is pristine, called it Antarctica. It's the chandelier. I might have seen Phil DJ Khaled with this one. It's that big boy.
How much for?
$2 million.
To make matters worse, Tony Yao claims that Lil Meech blew through $5 million and spent it on jewelry, cars, clothes, and other items without investing a dime to better position himself for the future. Meech also acted incredibly arrogant, even telling people like Lil Baby that they should give money to Big Meech. According to what Yayo revealed, Lil Meech was begging for money while spending $100,000 on pants.
You know, he's still awaiting his case.
Okay.
You know, he's still sitting in jail.
Right.
But recently, I had Day 26 come do my show.
I think I've seen some of that interview, yeah.
Right. So I started talking to him, and, you know, I started talking to Q from Day 26, and he's talking about how, you know, you have sober Diddy and you have high Diddy. And, you know, you kind of have a different person depending on who you catch on that day. And he starts talking about how he read this one email and he couldn't go into the details, but it had something to do with sacrifices and so forth. And he started to cry. And then the rest of Day 26 started to cry. Like, that's never happened to me. I've had people cry in my interviews, but I've never seen a whole group of men start to cry at the same time.
I don't get it. I don't know why somebody would do that to.
So you gotta think mentally what them went through over there, the Danity Kings, the Day 26. Cause making you treating this artist like that, damn, that shit crazy.
Even more bizarre is the fact that Lil Meech acknowledged that when he first connected with 50, he was clueless, lost, and unsure of what to do next. However, 50 recognized something in him, took him under his wing, and even covered the cost of his 2 years of acting lessons. Keep in mind that 50 didn't have to do that. He could have saved money by hiring someone with actual experience. But instead, he placed a wager on Lil Meech.
I was still trying to find myself. My dad was calling me from jail every day. He was like, man, what you gonna do? Like, shit, I don't know. I always knew I wanted to be my own person. It's just hard, to live up to my dad's name. And he called me one day, he's like, man, they looking at Terrence Howard and Nipsey Hussle. And I don't know if you're gonna be able to play me, but you gotta go to acting class so you can get ready. So I met 50. 50 put me in acting class for 2 years in LA. Invested in me, paid for the acting class. I had to go every day, 2 times a day, 5 days a week. In the morning, in the afternoon, come back home, study again, do the same thing Wednesday.
Wow, a ball player.
Yeah, but I put in the work though. And it showed me that 50 couldn't get me the job. I had to get myself the job. My dad couldn't get me the job. They would have hired somebody else that already had acting experience. I had no experience. So I was coming from...
You would think that after 50 took a chance on Lil Meech and gave him the chance of a lifetime, Meech would have been extra careful not to ruin it. But it seems like he believed he could live the high life forever with someone simply giving him millions of dollars along the way. Now, when the drama between 50 and Big Meech first started, fans were truly feeling bad for Lil Meech. And they even began to come to 50-50 to tell him that he was wrong for punishing Lil Meech for his father's actions. However, fans are now changing the course of events, and after Lil Meech began hanging out with Ross and Floyd Mayweather and essentially rubbing it in 50's face, people are beginning to view him negatively. This is particularly problematic because only a few weeks ago, Lil Mac publicly disparaged Ross and vowed to be loyal to 50. In addition, there are now new rumors that Big Meech and Lil Meech will collaborate with Rick Ross and Floyd Mayweather on a BMF film, which is already making fans very angry. Many people are claiming that it won't work because Big Meech sold his life rights to Tammy Cowens, who was instrumental in making the 50 Cent BMF series a reality on Stars. This means that legally, Meech no longer owns his story. Instead, Tammy does. Therefore, if Big Meech and his son are attempting to create their own version with Ross and Floyd, it's unclear how that will work out. Will they need to purchase the rights back? Are they taking the story in an entirely different direction? Or is? Let's hear your thoughts on this. First, was 50 Cent correct when he said that Big Meech was a negative influence on Lil Meech? Second, do you think that Big Meech and his son's alliance with Ross and Floyd Mayweather is a wise business decision, or are they setting themselves up for failure? Leave a remark below so that you don't miss this future video.